Hello everyone, my name is Alex Silva and you are watching Image Weekly. And today I wanted to answer a question that I got in my last video. Actually, in my last video I described my current workflow, which is in essence a mobile workflow. I'm using an iPad. I described how I transferred images, things like that. However, some of you noticed how I showed my Canon M3 on the video, and the question that I received: hey, are you recording with an are you recording with an iPhone? If that is the case, the image quality is better, things like that. And it turns out no, I was not shooting with an iPhone nor an iPad, anything like that. I'm shooting with my new camera. Yes, I got a new camera. As I mentioned before, the M3 is great. I used it originally to travel and take to parties or things like that. However, it's not quite a work camera, and in order to shoot better images, or the images that I want to produce, I needed something different. And I was already working on the M3 with a mirrorless system, and for a long time I have been following all the developments on the mirrorless world, and I decided to go full mirrorless with a work camera. And in this case, it's a Fuji Film XT2, originally with a 35mm lens, which is amazing. The 1.4 version is great. The camera itself is just amazing. I'm super happy about it because it has, well, mostly physical controls. It's pretty old school in that respect. You have speed here, you have your ISO here. Most of their lenses have some sort of aperture ring, so it's super simple to learn how to use it, and of course a compensation if you're using some sort of automated way. If you want to shoot, let's say, aperture priority, you set the speed on automatic, set your ISO to whatever you need, and then you adjust the aperture in any way you want. It normally works with it has, of course, a nice screen, but also you have the viewfinder. I love that, because one of the shortcomings that I saw with the M3 was that you either had to use the screen or the viewfinder. I'm sorry, not like that. If you wanted to shoot flash in any way, you would not be able to use the viewfinder, or vice versa. And I usually use, in my portrait sessions, I usually use flash. So somehow the M3 was always kind of not quite cutting it. So I went for this. Originally with a 35mm lens, which is the equivalent of 52mm in the full frame world, and it's great. This particular lens is amazing. I got the 1.4 version. There is a f2 version, which is water resistant and things like that. I decided to go with this one. I like the bokeh better, and even though it's only one stop difference, I really like having this this fast of a lens. So 1.4 it is. This was not the only lens that I got. I got another lens, which is an ultra wide lens, 10 to 24mm. This translates to 15 through 36, a 15 to 36mm lens on the full frame equivalent, and it's an f4. It's not as fast as the prime that I got, as the first prime that I got, but it's still great. I'm going to use this mostly for architecture and landscape, which don't really need really shallow depth of field, so f4 is just amazing for that. The aperture ring is not graduated, however you still have the same controls that you have on any other lens, and it does have image stabilization. Kind of strange for such a wide aperture, sorry, wide angle lens, but still very good. And so far my testing with these lenses have been amazing. I love this lens, and I must say I couldn't stop there. And you know how I shoot portraits mostly, so I decided to splurge a bit, and after some time I saved a bit more and I went for this one. This is Fujifilm's 56mm lens. This is the equivalent of an 85mm on the full frame world, and this has a max aperture of 1.2, which means bokeh. I must say I've shot only twice with this lens so far. I'm going to shoot next weekend with this one, and it's going to be a dedicated portrait shoot, and I'm going to use this lens, actually these two. But so far the first tests that I've done with this lens have been amazing. I just love this lens. So I, in essence, have a new camera system. I'm pretty much no longer on the Canon side. The only Canon that I still have is the M3 that I'm shooting this video with, and it's very likely that I'm going to sell that camera. It's great, but I am now going to shoot Fuji, which is just an amazing system. I actually took the time to play around with the XT2, with the X Pro 2, XE2, and the XA3. All of those cameras are amazing. Actually, also the X100. The X100 is great, but not quite as a work camera. It would be amazing as a travel camera. But in order I chose this one for many reasons. Of course, it's an interchangeable lens system. Even though it's a crop sensor, well, you can watch a Zach Arias video about the discussion about crop and full frame. And yeah, it turns out that crop sensors have improved a lot in the last few years. So to be honest, I didn't see a lot of difference between mirrorless and crop. And so this is a lighter system, smaller cameras, lighter systems. My shoulders and my back really appreciate that I'm using a lighter system, but still very capable. And something that I really liked, it has 2 card slots, so I'm making an automatic backup of every image that I shoot. And it has pretty much all the same functionalities that I had in my Canon 5D Mark III. I can even use back button focus, things like that. I just love this system. I love this camera in particular. I also tested the XT20, which is great. Has pretty much the same features or capabilities as this one, except it actually has a pop-up flash. I don't like it. It has only one card, and the card slot, and the physical controls are a bit different. However, I decided to go with this one mostly because of the dual card slot and many other things. This can also use a camera grip. That will be probably some of my future purchases. And with the camera grip you can shoot way longer because you will have 3 batteries in it. And well, of course it will be easier when I'm shooting portraits. That grip is not available on pretty much any other camera on the Fuji lineup, so that was another reason to choose the XT2 in particular. And some people have asked me, hey, if you wanted to go mirrorless, why not go with Sony? Sony is great. Actually, I think all cameras nowadays are great, and all camera systems are great in terms of image quality. In terms of lens quality, you will find a lot of quality or a lot of great products in pretty much any brand. However, Sony in particular, even though it's mirrorless and supposedly the bodies themselves are smaller than a DSLR, the lenses are not. The lenses are pretty much, especially the Pro line or the Grandmaster or the Master series or the Grand series, are pretty much the same weight and size as Canons, Nikons, etc. So I don't see much of a difference or a big advantage in terms of size or weight savings there. And image quality is amazing, as I was saying, and in pretty much any camera system you will see great products. But I seriously wanted something smaller, lighter, but still capable of doing everything that I need, and I found it in Fuji. But also in terms of cost, this is way less expensive than Sony, and of course Nikon, Canon, etc. And Nikon, well, that will be the subject for a different video, but I don't really like it. Not because of the image quality, but some of its idiosyncrasies in terms of compatibility within their own system. And yeah, that's it. Those are the biggest news today. I'm now a Fuji shooter, and I'll keep adding to the system. I also have plans for my flash lineup. When I used Canon bodies, I pretty much used Canon flashes or Canon compatible flashes, as I showed in a previous video with the Mets flashes. However, I'm considering a switch there as well, and apparently the stars are aligning, so I'll probably have some news for you in a couple of months. It will not be something that will happen very soon. In any case, thanks a lot for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe my video, and come on, of course, like the videos, comment the video, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell notification in order to see all the videos. But also read my blog. It's on imageweekly.com. You will find more information, and of course not only these videos, but more information specific to, let's say, how to shoot with a particular lens, how to set up a flash, things like that. And I'm going to write a bit about the flashes that I'm using, or how I'm going to use, or how I'm currently using flash with this system, because I must say Fuji does not have a great flash lineup yet. They're working on it. So how I'm working so far, I'll let you know in a future video, but also in a blog post. So subscribe, keep reading, and visit my website imageweekly.com, and of course keep learning and keep shooting. See you.